Still a long way to go, 19.5 laps to go as you watch Valentino Rossi come towards 9 and 10. Remember how Rossi rode in the rain at Silverstone 14 days ago. Is this going to give him a real chance to repeat that victory, all finish in front of Jorge Lorenzo? You've got to say the big loser at the moment is Jorge Lorenzo, who is getting away at the front. Marquez is really on it now in the rain.
The two big things here, though, Nick, to consider are they'd had a wet warm-up at Silverstone, so they didn't go into the race with no wet weather experience. Of course, these riders would have never tried this new Misano surface, also in the wet conditions, so this is really into unknown territory for these teams and riders. How grippy is this new Misano circuit? Well, these guys are about to find out.
Well, Marquez does lead the way. Remarkable scenes here. There we go, plus 3.5 Lorenzo's advantage over Valentino Rossi. And in some ways, I think Lorenzo won't mind following Marquez a little bit, just to really test out what this track surface is like in these conditions.
You can see there, Rossi's finally dropped his pace down to the level of Marquez and Jorge Lorenzo. Marquez a 151.223. Rossi was a 151.398, but he's 3.6 seconds behind Jorge Lorenzo. On the road, Danilo Petrucci, then it's Marquez, Lorenzo, Rossi. Petrucci, he won't mind these wet weather conditions after what happened to him at the British Grand Prix 2 weeks ago. Pol Espargaro 5th.
Yeah, and then we have Andrea Iannone, Danny Pedrosa, Bradley Smith, Andrea Dovizioso, Loris Baz going well, Crutchlow, Aleix Espargaro, Vinales, Hector Barber and Yoni Hernandez. That is your point scorers here. In some ways, it's a shame that
Marquez run off.
Oh, Marquez runs off at turn 8. Well, off, runs wide, and Lorenzo retakes the lead.
Christmas came early for Jorge Lorenzo there at turn number 8, because Marquez, he was just stretching his lead out. We can clearly see him way too hot at turn number 8. He had no choice but to just run wide. Lorenzo says thank you very much. The Spaniard back in the lead.
Guys, I'm going to give you a pain again about the weather, because it is now back to a very light drizzle again. It's unbelievable how quickly conditions are changing.
What do you know? What do you think? Now, are they putting back
the tyre warmers are back on.
The tyre with slick tyre, So they're obviously worried about the weather as well, that it might dry up.
No, of course, because you've got the they've left the front tyres in. Obviously, they haven't done that many laps on the rear. I think with Lorenzo, they may have popped in a new rear. Depends if you had any left from your allocation. If you did, the teams can put a brand new slick in the back.
Oh, it looked like Yoni Hernandez and Alex De Angelis going down together there.
Yeah, definitely Yoni Hernandez, and we saw Alex De Angelis. That's an incident down at turn number 6. Boy, that's a fast crash going through turn number 6.
Almost 7 there, isn't it? That is quick.
Even in the rain, that's a fast crash. Back at the front, Lorenzo. Marc Marquez has quickly got back onto the back wheel of Jorge Lorenzo, and Valentino Rossi on that last lap, the quickest man of the top 3. Rossi was 0.8 of a second faster than Lorenzo. The Italian now 2.5 seconds back of that fight for second place and the victory. Rossi now within 2 seconds. He's gone through the first split, 1.9 seconds. Oh, that was Yoni Hernandez lost control of his Pramac Ducati, and poor old Alex De Angelis, he was the innocent victim in that particular incident, coming through turn number 6.
Oh, this is... The stage is set for Valentino Rossi, isn't it? It appears he runs everything in this part of the world. It appears he may even be running the weather, doesn't it?
If you'd have said on the last lap of the Moto2 race that this was going to be a wet race, you'd have been laughed out of the paddock, wouldn't you? I mean, nobody could see these rain conditions coming. Let's have a look at the gap now between, still 1.9 seconds between Marquez and Valentino Rossi. There is that gap progression. Valentino Rossi's picked up 0.6 of a second through those first 2 splits. The 36-year-old using all of his experience, just as he did 2 weeks ago in those tricky conditions at the British Grand Prix. It's coming down again.
It's coming down all the time, and the weather's changing as well. Lorenzo leads from Marquez, but everybody in Italy is now on their feet. Rossi is on the charge in 3rd place, and there's still 17.5 laps to go, and they're telling Marquez exactly what the situation is.
And you've got the mechanics lined up again with the bikes, especially in Yamaha. They are waiting. I think they are expecting a judgment call relatively soon because right now in pit lane there's practically no rain.
Rossi's right there. Now Marquez thought about a move up the inside of Lorenzo at that second corner. Lorenzo just held for Marquez again. Ooh, just thought he might have a nibble down on the brake.